Salvete omnes. This is Abbey Latin Liber Primus, Chapter 4. This is exercise D of Chapter 4, parsing Latin to English. As a review, how to parse, that is, how to read. Start at the left with the first word, and then start reading towards the right, going to each word. When you get to a stopping point, stop. If there are no more words, then go to the next line, starting at the left, and read each word as one encounters them. When parsing a Latin noun, give the dictionary entry, the case in sentence, the number in sentence, and the reason which will be derived from the noun's case. When parsing a Latin verb, give the dictionary entry, that is the verb's principal parts, the verb's person, number, and tense, all in sentence. Let's give it a shot. Number 1. Sunt agri in Africa. Sunt agri in Africa. So start on the left with the first word. So sunt. That's a verb from sum esse fui futurus, to be. This is an existential est / sunt. So this is existential sunt. That means that there are something in the plural. Something in the plural exists. So we're going to translate that as there are. You can tell this is an existential sunt because it is first in the sentence. This is a third plural present, so they are, or there are. The next word, agri. Agri, the dictionary entry is ager agri, masculine. It means field or farmland. This form agri, I know it could be genitive singular, but we really don't know about the genitive yet. Wait a chapter or two. So agri, that's going to be nominative plural. Nominative plural. Remember, that is a second declension noun, and you decline it like ager, agri, chop off the I to get the stem agr, and then add second declension agro, agrum, agro, agri, agrorum, agris, agros, agris. So agri is nominative plural here. It could be either the subject or the predicate nominative, but because we have existential sunt right here, we know that we have there are. What are there? Subject. The subject are. So this is probably going to be a subject. Almost totally sure it's going to be the subject. In, the preposition in. Well, that can either take the accusative and it will show motion and mean into or onto, or it can take the ablative and it'll show location and mean in or on. Oh my, how suspenseful. And the next noun is Africa, feminine Africa. So Africa with the macron over the final A, that is an ablative singular. So in plus the ablative, this is showing location. So sunt agri in Africa. There are fields, you could say farmlands, there are farms in Africa. Where are the farms? Ablative of location in Africa. Optime, very well done. Let's move on to the next one. Ex Asia viri et feminae cum filiis filiabusque ambulant. All right, ex Asia, ex. That can only take the ablative to show separation, movement away from. And we're moving away from this noun, Asia feminine. That means Asia or Asia Minor, which is roughly modern-day Turkey. So we are ablative of separation, moving away from Asia, from Asia. Weary, that is from weary, masculine, meaning man. I know it could be genitive singular if you've declined it correctly. Weary, weiro, wearum, weiro, weary, wearorum, wearis, wearos, wearis. This is nominative plural. Nominative plural. Hold off on the genitive for a bit. Nominative plural weary. So if it's nominative, that means that this is going to be the subject of our sentence. So men are coming out of Asia. Et. This is a conjunction and also, not just men. Feminae. So femina I, feminine, woman. This is going to be nominative plural because femina is a first declension with first declension endings a, I, I, arm, is, as, is. So feminae, nominative plural, the subject. So subject 1 and also subject 2. So men and women from Asia. Cum, preposition meaning with, and must be followed by the ablative to show accompaniment. So filios, masculine, son. Filiis, if you've declined it properly, it's a second declension because it's got that I pronounced E in its genitive singular, fili. Filios, fili, filio, filium, filio, filii, filiorum, filiis, filios, filiis. So yep, ablative, cum filiis. So with sons, filiabus quae. All right, if that word looks weird and confusing to you, don't worry about it. Filiabus quae. So go ahead and draw a line right here. Here's some super secret, top secret classified knowledge that is not in the packet. I threw in this thing for fun. Quae. Quae is another way to connect. It's another kind of conjunction. So we have et, this is one kind of and, one kind of conjunction, where we have thing X, men, and also thing Y are included in the group, and that's one way to do it, et. Here, this is another way to join, to conjoin or conjunct something. So filiis, here's noun X. Filiabus, here's noun Y. This is the ablative plural of philia. Remember that philia has a dative and ablative plural different from normal first declensions because it has the same stem as its sort of brother noun, filios, son. Then it would have the same endings in the dative and ablative plural, so it would have the same form. So the feminine changes her form to filiabus, filiabus. So this is the ablative masculine. This is going to be the ablative plural for this word. And dea does the same thing, deabus for the dative and ablative plural. Anyway, quae means and it is translated before the word to which it is attached. So quae kind of views these nouns so close together, filiis, filiabus quae, like it's almost like it doesn't even need to be a conjunction, but there kind of does, and we tack it on the end. And a Roman would hear this and know that, so this thing connects with the thing before it. It's just that the and goes at the end. Feel free to use et and quae somewhat interchangeably. Et is kind of a general like and. Quae implies a close connection, so like sons and daughters. Something that's so close together that we don't even really say the full and. We say like salt and pepper, peanut butter and jelly, lamb and tuna fish. You know, things that naturally just go together, right? So this is also an ablative of accompaniment, filiabus, quae, and sons and daughters. And ambulant, from ambulo, ambulare, ambulavi, ambulatus, meaning to walk. Ambulant, third plural, present tense, they walk. So the subject walks, men and women, they walk from, out of, ablative of separation, from Asia with sons and daughters, ablative of accompaniment. Men and women walk from Asia with sons and daughters. All right, sentence 3. Moving right along. Deus puellam occupat et ad Europam navigat. All right, the Deus, nominative singular subject of Deus e masculine God. It's a second declension. Puellam, from puella I feminine girl. That is the accusative direct object of a transitive verb like occupat. From occupo, occupare, occupavi, occupatus, third person singular present. So the subject does the action of this verb. The god seizes, puellam, and then the direct object, the girl. Oh no, I wonder if her name was Europa. Et, and, conjunction, ad. Ad is a preposition meaning to or towards, and it takes the accusative case, Europam. Europa, I, feminine. This is the accusative motion towards with the preposition ad. Ad Europam, to Europe. Now we got. third person singular present tense from navigo, navigare, navigavi, navigatus, to sail. So the god seizes the girl and sails. The subject is still the deus, the god, sails to Europe, accusative motion towards. I wonder if he was in the form of a great big white bull. Sentence 4. Dei poetas inspectant. Dei poetas inspectant. Ignore the in. Ignore the in. Dei poetas spectant. So dei, we have the nominative plural feminine of dea, I, feminine, meaning goddess. So this is going to be the nominative plural subject goddesses. Poetas. Poetas is going to be the accusative plural masculine of poeta, I, masculine, poet. So direct object, that's the reason for the accusative, with spectant. So spectant, specto, spectare, spectavi, spectatus, to look at. Third plural spectant, they look at. So the goddesses look at the poets. The goddesses look at the poets. The goddesses are looking at the poets. 5. Ex agris frumentum ad villas agricolae portant. So ex agris, ax plus the ablative shows separation, movement away from. Ex agris. Ager, agri, masculine, fields, farmland. We are ablative, moving separation out of the plural fields. Frumentum, frumentum, that is frumentum e neuter grain. Because it's neuter, e o, a orum is, a is. Frumentum could be nominative or it could be the accusative direct object. Oh wow, so the grain could either be the subject. That would mean that the grain is doing something out of the fields. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Or the grain could be the direct object. Someone is doing something to grain out of the fields. So frumentum, this could either be nominative subject or accusative direct object. And the suspense is killing me. Ad, ad, to, towards, takes the accusative case showing motion. Villas, accusative plural feminine of villa, I, feminine, meaning farmhouse. We are motioning towards, going towards the farmhouses. Agricolae, from agricolae, masculine, nominative plural masculine. Because it's nominative, this is going to be the subject of our sentence. Portant, portant, third plural of porto, portare, portavi, portatus. It's in the present tense, means they carry. So the subject is carrying. The farmers are carrying. What are the farmers carrying? The direct object. Well, frumentum, grain. We said that this could be the subject, but it can't be. It's singular. The verb is third plural. That doesn't match up. Singular, plural, that doesn't match up. Now, agricolae we know is going to be the subject. That's nominative and plural, and it matches. It has agreement with the verb. So the farmers carry the direct object grain out of the fields to the farmhouses. The farmers carry the grain out of the fields to the farmhouses. 6. Dei filias in aquas vocant. Dei filias in aquas vocant. So dei, that's going to be the nominative plural feminine of dea, I, feminine, goddess. So because she's nominative, or I'm sorry, they're nominative, then that's going to be the subject of our sentence. Filias, from filia, I, feminine, daughter. So filias, this is going to be the accusative plural feminine. Accusative shows the direct object. We have the subject, the goddesses, they're going to do something to the daughters. In plus the accusative shows motion, but in plus the ablative shows location. In plus the aquas, this is going to be the accusative showing motion. Accusative plural of aqua, I, feminine, water. Into the waters, not in the waters. In plus the accusative into the waters. Movement into the waters. Vocant, third plural unt. Present tense of voco, vocare, vocavi, vocatus, to call. So the subject, dei, calls the direct object accusative into the waters. The goddesses call their daughters into the waters. You can add there. It's implied it's theirs. But if you don't like that, you can just say the goddesses call the daughters into the waters. 7. Ab insulis navigamos ad Hispaniam. Ab, A-B, ab. It's also shown as A, just the A. We put the B here to ease pronunciation because the next word, the noun, starts with a vowel I. So a insulas, kind of Ab insulas, there we go. So this means from, away from, takes the ablative of separation. Ab insulis. Insula, I, feminine, island. So the ablative singular would be insula, and the plural would be insulis, and that's what we have here, ablative plural. So we are separation, moving away from the islands. Navigamos, first person plural, mus ending, present tense of now we go, navigare, navigavi, navigatos, meaning to sail. We sail from the islands, movement, separation, away from the islands. Ad, ad, means to or towards, takes the accusative case showing motion. Hispania, I, feminine, means Spain. Hispaniam, that's going to be the accusative to go with the preposition ad, showing motion towards, to Spain. So we are sailing from the islands to Spain. We are sailing from the islands to Spain. 8. Puellae pueros non pugnant in silvis. So puellae, nominative plural feminine of puella, I, feminine, meaning girl. So this is, if nominative, going to be the subject. Subject of our sentence, girls. Pueros, pueros, so os ending. This is going to be in the accusative case. Accusative, plural, masculine of puer, pueri, masculine. It's a second declension, so accusative plural. This is showing the direct object, accusative direct object of a transitive verb. Known is an adverb meaning not, and it negates the verb. That's why it's an adverb. So known, pugnant, the third person plural, unt ending, present tense of pugno, pugnare, pugnavi, pugnatos, to fight. So the subject does not do this thing to the direct object. But in silvis, in plus the accusative shows motion towards, moving into, but in plus the ablative shows location in a space. So in plus the silvis, ablative plural feminine of silva, I, feminine, forest or woods. The girls are not fighting the boys in the woods, in the forests. The girls do not fight the boys in the forests. Now ask them about the farmhouses. Sentence 9. In agris laborant agricolae cum filiis. In agris laborant agricolae cum filiis. So in agris, in plus the accusative shows motion towards, into. In plus the ablative shows location in. So in plus the agris is the ablative plural of ager, agri, masculine, field, farmland. It's in the plural, so in the fields. We're located in the fields. Something's happening in the fields. Laborant, laborant. Third person plural unt ending of laboro, laborare, laboravi, laboratos, laborant. So work. So they are working. So there's plural people working in the fields. Agricolae. There they are. Agricolae. So nominative plural masculine of agricolae, masculine, meaning farmer. So nominative, that's the subject of our sentence. That's what's doing the verb. So the farmers do the verb. The farmers are working in the fields. And it's not just the farmers, cum filiis. They are cum plus the ablative with their sons. This is an ablative of accompaniment, accompaniment. So filiis, from filius, fili, masculine. So this is the son, the male offspring. Cum filiis, with their sons. Farmers are working in the fields with their sons. So the farmers are with their sons working in the fields. And sentence 10. Femina filios e villa vocat. Femina, Nominative singular feminine of femina I feminine, meaning woman. So if it's nominative, she's the subject. Woman. Woman is doing the action of some verb. Philios. Philios. This is going to be the accusative plural masculine of philios e, masculine son, male offspring. Philios. Os. Direct object in the accusative case. So the direct object. The woman is doing the action to the direct object. Will, preposition, goes before a noun. Ex, prepositional phrase meaning out of or from, takes the ablative to show separation, moving away from the willa, from the singular willa I feminine farmhouse. Wokat, woko, wokare, wokawi, wokatus, to call, third person singular to go with our third person singular nominative subject. The woman calls, the woman is calling the sons, you could say her sons, out of the farmhouse. She is calling them from the farmhouse. E willa. Optime. Very well done. Excellent. You are now ready to move on to exercise E. That's parsing English sentences and turning them into Latin. Optime valete omnes.